Hi, Sally Raspberry here. I have been saying that I'm going to do some moon videos about where your moon is in Vedic astrology, what that means for how you probably relate to and respond to other people. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do the 12 different moon signs and how they express themselves and how they connect with others. I'm only speaking from my own knowledge base of meeting people. So I just know what I know and I don't know what I don't know. So if there's something that seems lacking, if there's a sign that you feel like, she rarely said anything, that's just because I just don't know. And I'm definitely not gonna talk about something that I don't know about. I don't have a script, I'm not reading this anywhere. This is just what I've experienced and what I know to be true in my gut and in my heart and in my intuition. So at the same time that I'm doing this moon video of the 12 signs, I'm also just going to be moving my body and doing some yin postures as well as some mudras for no other reason than the fact that I'm busy and these are all things that I want to do. So I'm just going to put them all together and do them at the same time. And thank you for watching the video because it holds me accountable and it makes me do the things that I need to do for my own spiritual growth and my own groundedness. So I'm just going to bring the bottoms of my feet together in here we go, in Baddha Konasana, and push my knees down toward the ground, camera angle being what it is. It's all good. So I'm holding my feet together as I lean forward into this yin posture. I'm just going to hold this for probably 3 minutes while I talk. And if you're doing the same, just notice what you notice without fighting it. Don't try to get comfortable. Just let yourself be uncomfortable because life is uncomfortable and it's good to have a reference point where, hey, I was uncomfortable on the mat and I was fine after a while, and the same is true for this conversation or whatever it is that's uncomfortable. So the moon signs, I'm just gonna start at the top of the zodiac with number 1, which is Aries. Aries moon people, much like the Aries sun and Aries rising that I already spoke about in a previous video, Aries moon people are, they're very fiery and fun, and they can talk to anyone, and they're quick-witted. They are looking out for themselves. One of my daughters has Aries sun, and it behaves very similarly to Aries moon. She actually just admitted to me, you know, when I feel bad for myself, not for other people. So she's got this like selfishness, innate selfishness, but then there's also this awareness that comes with Aries where they're like, hey, wait a minute. I'm noticing that and I'm bringing it up because maybe there's a way that I can be a little bit more interested in what other people need and want. So they are selfish, but in a way that I kind of admire, you know? I have friends. I have a friend who's married to an Aries, and when he gets home from work, he goes straight on his run and then comes home, and there's nothing that prevents him from doing this. No matter what happened at work, no matter what's happening at home, he comes home, he goes for his run, he's gonna take care of that need that he has. And my friend gets sort of irritated unless she steps out of that ego self and realizes, oh, he's just taking care of himself. So that's a lot of time spent on Aries, but the Aries moon is really looking out for themselves. So when they relate to other people, they're very chatty and they're very gregarious, not the most nurturing people, and definitely not selfless. So moving on to the next sign, which is Taurus. If the moon is in Taurus, that person is really stubborn and loyal and musically inclined or very interested in music. The Tauran moon person, because your moon rules how you emote and how you think, the Tauran moon person is very interested in loyalty and interested in having the best things. They like material things and they like to be surrounded by the best gadgets and the best level of things. But because they don't move very quickly and update their system very quickly, they like to do a lot of research before they like jump onto the wagon and get the next new thing. Taurans make wonderful friends and wonderful partners. Their timing is very slow. So if you have a friend or a partner who has a Taurus moon, it can be, I'm just speaking from my own Gemini quickness. For me, pairing with a Taurus moon person is really, really challenging. It requires more than patience. It's kind of like a putting aside of your own need to work at your own pace. So someone who has a moon in Gemini or someone who has a moon in Aquarius probably isn't going to partner well with a Taurus moon person. Moving on. The third, 1, 2, 3, Gemini. So Gemini moon is, Geminis are twins. A Gemini moon person is going to want to be twinned up with another person all the time. They are very good at communication, and they're airy, and they jump from one thing to the next. They're very quick-witted. They're quick in general. So if a Gemini person wants to go out for dinner and they say it, they're ready. They're in the car. They're at the place. They've eaten. They're done. All of this happens in a time span where another person who has a different moon sign might say, I'm hungry. I'm thinking about maybe in 30 minutes, thinking about where we might want to go. And then once they figure out where they want to go, it takes another 20 minutes to get in the car, and they choose a place based on the quality, not the quickness. So Gemini moon has a hard time sort of reeling it in, slowing down, remembering to enjoy life and not just get through it. Gemini is very much like, wee. Yeah. So after Gemini is Cancer moon people. Every single lover I've ever had has had Cancer in some sign. Cancer moon people, they're moody. They're very moody. They're also very passionate and nurturing and artistic. And they have patience. Cancer people have patience sometimes. They're very much affected by the moon cycle. So even a male who has Cancer moon is going to have sort of a monthly hormonal cycle. And that's completely normal. Cancer moon people they're really lovely. They're lovely. But it does require some patience to be in relationship with a Cancer moon person, whether it's a friendship or a sibling or a parent or a lover. Just because of that moodiness, they tend to be not only broody, but also there's some self-loathing that comes along with that. And it just takes some softness and some patience to wait for them to come back around to themselves, to stop beating themselves up for everything. Leo moon. So Leo people love to party, they love to fight, they love to be surrounded by people. They're very entertaining and charismatic. They're loud and vivacious and fun and exhausting. To be in a relationship with a Leo person, whether it's friendship, sibling, parent, lover, whatever, it's very exciting. Leos are super exciting. And then depending on what else they've got going on in their chart, it might also feel like you have to walk on eggshells with the Leo so that you don't push the go button, because they're pretty much ready to go all the time. And so their button is not hidden as well as some of the other signs. You know that button that you push that just makes them roar. Yeah. Leo. What's after Leo? Virgo. So Virgo moon people are earthy, just goddess energy. Even the males have this like just really feminine goddess energy. They're grounded. And I feel like, so with all of the water signs, all the air signs, all the earth signs, all the fire signs, I feel like there's like two sides of a pendulum in the middle. And I feel like for the earth signs, Virgo is in the middle. Like you've got Capricorn, they're really hardworking, like just quintessential earth sign working person, who kind of loses sight of other things in the work zone. And then Taurus is kind of like a very dreamy, stubborn, loyal, fixed earth sign. And Virgo is kind of like, Virgo has their feet on the ground for sure, planted. But Virgos also seem to be kind of reaching up and embracing change a little better than the other earth signs. Virgos do tend to be, I've said lots of good things gushing about Virgos. Virgos do tend to make themselves martyrs. They feel like they're taking on for the world, and no one's asking them to, you know? Nobody asks you to do all that, but they get kind of like, oh, I'm doing so much for so many. But really it's because they've taken it all on, and it's actually very easy for them once they finally figure it out. If they put it down, they'll realize like, oh, I'm actually very appreciated and nobody asked me to take on all their stuff for them. So that's Virgo moon. Next, Libra. Libra moon. So I'm living with a Libra moon girl, and she's airy and easy breezy, and Libra moon people, much like Gemini, Libras like to be with one other person. Libra likes that balance. Libra is all about what's fair, what's not fair. Libra is flirtatious, and they can also be rather moody, but it shows up differently than the Cancer or the water sign moodiness. Libra's moods are kind of dependent on what doesn't seem fair or what does seem fair. And they're also party people, but more on the introverted side. They like to be at a party, and then they hit their threshold, an hour and a half or so, and they're like, okay, I need to go home. I need to be with myself. And yeah, they have a really interesting thought process. Libra moon people make great makers. They make great jewelry and clothing and art. So what's next? Next is Scorpio. So Scorpio moon, I think I said this in the rising video. I'm Scorpio rising, so I know Scorpio inside and out. I feel like people who have Scorpio moon really exhibit the Scorpion behaviors even more so than sun or rising sign. The Scorpio moon person is dark and deep and mysterious and secretive, and can get really obsessed. And Scorpio moon, if you're in a relationship with somebody that has a Scorpio moon, you hope for their sake and for yours that they've got some other elements in their chart that kind of lighten them up and allow them to express themselves in ways beyond controlling people and controlling situations. Scorpio moons do very, very well with Cancer moon and Pisces moon, with the other water signs, because their depth feels met. And when they feel that level of intensity or metness, then I feel like they can ease up a little bit and they're less likely to be controlling. Yeah. Let's see. Scorpio. After Scorpio comes Sagittarius. So Sagittarian moon. I don't know that I know any Sagittarian moon people. I know plenty of sun and rising Sagittarians. And so they have quick tempers, they're quick to start, and they're passionate and funny and really interesting, like deeply interesting. You could spend all day and all night talking to a Sagittarius. And as long as you don't push their buttons and light them up, then yeah, it would be really fun. But they're dark. They're right next to the Scorpion sign. They're not as possessive and controlling as a Scorpio, nor are they as spiritual and connected. So Scorpions, they confuse me a little bit. I mean, Sagittarians confuse me a little bit because they seem so interested in philosophy and such, and yet they kind of scoff at spirituality. So after Scorpio moon comes Capricorn moon. Cappies are grounded and hardworking and extremely loyal and supportive and nurturing in a way. They're not physically nurturing, Capricorn moon people, unless it comes from some other aspect. Remember, this is just one aspect of how we act. Your rising sign is who you truly are. It's the starlight you're made of. Your moon sign is how you emote and how you think. And your sun sign is the mask that you wear in the world. It's your ego. It shows up first. Yep, so Capricorn moon people are grounded and earthy and supportive, and they're just wonderful. I don't know. Oh, well, I guess the only drawback to having a moon in Capricorn would be that you have the propensity to get stuck. You know, you might get stuck just working too much, and work is your life and work is all you do. So that can be hard. Almost through, let's see, Capricorn goes into Aquarius. So Aquarian moons are, it's another air sign. They're extremely artistic. Aquarians are hard to pin down. I live with an Aquarius sun, and she's just so fiercely independent. She's got her life sort of planned out, and then it will change the next week, but she's got that, she's on a trajectory all the time, and just very free flowing, very artistic. They make really interesting and fun friends, and Aquarians are very responsible. Like, I think of the air signs, they're definitely the most responsible. They're definitely the most artistic, whereas Libras are makers. Libras make things, make jewelry, clothing, etc. People with Aquarius moon or Aquarius sun or Aquarius rising are extremely visually artistic, so they make great films or paintings or drawings, etc. Yeah, and they're great to go on an adventure with. Pisces moon. So this is the 12th sign, and I'm going to end with this one, and this is where my moon is. So I know a lot about this moon. Pisces moon people are incredibly... Try not to toot my own horn too much. Pisces moon people are creative, and they are living in a different kind of dimension than everyone else. They kind of feel like this world we live in is adorable and it's a fun experience, but they're not attached to anything that's happening, and they're just kind of going with the flow, leaning into that wu wei, and they are out there floating in the ocean. When other people are all worked up about something that's happening, Pisces moon people are kind of like, that's okay, because check out what I'm daydreaming about. Daydreaming is what Pisces moon people do a lot. It's our means for escape. So although I'm wired for addiction based on the genetics in my family, and because I'm Scorpio rising, I've been really fortunate that I have a Pisces moon, and that escaping to daydreaming is my go-to rather than escaping to alcohol or drugs or anything like that. So yeah, the escape method is to just daydream, sleep. Pisces moon people love to sleep. My daughter likes to play the would you rather game. Would you rather eat or sleep? Like sleep, definitely, definitely. I eat sleep. Pisces moon people are kind of senile and they're not dependable. They're extremely nurturing in the way that a grandmother or great-grandmother is nurturing. So they're nurturing to the point where they want to be, and then they're floating on down the river, or they're floating away on the ocean, on to the next daydream. Yeah, so those are the moon signs. If you don't know your sidereal astrology chart, I should have said this at the beginning, go to cafeastrology.com and you can find out your sidereal chart, which is the same as Vedic, which is the same as astronomy, which is what NASA uses, which is based on where the stars are actually positioned and not on the tropical moving system that Western astrology uses. I don't understand it, so I can't speak to it, but I do understand Vedic, and it's based on where the stars are in the sky at different times of the year. So, yeah. I think I'll just end here. I'll make a new video that people are actually watching. I'd be surprised if anyone's this far into this video. That said, have a beautiful afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are watching this video. Namaste.